Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? I just wanted to take some time to highlight this chart here. See the uh, see the chart here that we got going on. Let me see where my hand's gonna be. All right, cool. So I stated I've been a little. Let me make myself a little bit bigger. I stated that here. I'll slide myself over. Yeah, right about there. I stated that one. I'm personally over the beef. Once it's called, it's called. I don't need any more breakdowns of rap genius. I don't need anybody telling me about the lyrics. I am very familiar with both artists' catalogs. I go to all their shows, just like majority of good rappers out there right now. And I'll say this: after a while, I had to stop arguing with people because at the end of the day, this record, like that, this record right here, like that, one, this was on Future's album. Future's album. Um, but that was number one for 3 weeks. For you to battle back and win and have a shot, you need to have a number one record that you're battling with, especially for artists that pride themselves in making number one solo records. You see where Family Matters is. Matters is number seven. Who Push Ups ain't even in the top 10. So I'll say this. Not only did Euphoria debut at 11 last week with 3 days of tracking and has moved up to number 3, but Not Like Us has debuted to number 1. And culturally, it's a phenomenon. There's been a lot of good breakdowns. My favorite breakdown is DJ Old Man Ebro talking about, and there's been a lot of good perspectives, a lot of good spins on it. And I think my favorite perspective is the fact that Kendrick really leveraged American culture, and I think sometimes the world's so west white not whitewashed, west washed. That's what I'm looking for. We're so like globally, we're so Americanized that I sometimes forget that the rest of the world is not American. It's just us. And in a lot of ways, there's a lot of special cultures that comes out of that. And when I think about the West Coast, especially living in the East Coast, being from Missouri, having a large amount of friends who are in the West Coast, liking a bunch of artists and things like that, really leveraging the culture is a move that I did not anticipate anybody using against Drake. Um, Folks been sea walking for 4 or 5 days straight, line dancing, shouting out OV ho instead of whatever chance they got going on. I just seen some footage of Everyday People in LA. I think that was Everyday People that was posted. A family member posted of mine, and they going nuts as soon as the song comes on. Like the I See Dead People, they're going nuts. And I'm like, once it gets to that point, once people are listening to it in Africa, they playing it in Australia, folks playing it at their wedding, folks playing it at their graduation. Once your pain is our joy and you lose the public, this, like in wrestling terms, this would be like the first time Drake has switched to heel. They have faces and heels in wrestling, and a lot of things are. If you look at the WWE and as a business, a lot of public, like how the public reacts to things, it can be applied. The difference is if The Rock goes heel, the fans are still gonna go wild. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, unless Drake cooks up the number one bag, like he got to go to Hawaii and record My Dark Twisted Fantasy. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's what he got to do to win the public bet. He really gonna have to come with some number ones here, because for the initial disc record, which really wasn't really too much of a disc record, it was just kind of calling folks out. For that to be number one for 3 weeks, to be uncontended, and then for you to top yourself with another number one with Not Like Us, there's no coming back from that. There's no coming back from that. And it's a banger. Like, to be honest, if I'm really being real with you, it's hard for me to get in my car and not listen to Euphoria or Not Like Us on repeat. Like, I know all the words. If Kendrick drop a tour right now with no new album, I'm buying tickets. I need to be in the pit, screaming at the top of my lungs with the rest of the crowd, word for word. That's what I need to be, because that is our culture. That is what, and you know, there's a lot of sensitive folks when they get to touching on beefs and stuff like that, and it's like, listen, we're listen, it's all just music at the end of the day. So like, once we start putting our personal what am I looking for here? Once we start attaching ourselves to the beef and making it personal to us, you're really doing too much. Like, it's all fun and games here. These are rich dudes we talking about, like stupid rich. You know, the economy's still trash. We in an election year. Inflation's at an all-time high. Lowest APR you can get on a car is a new car. You know, you can't get, you know, used APRs is through the roof. Housing's through the roof. Cheapest house you can buy in the country is $250 in probably, you know, West Kansas. So enjoying music and enjoying entertainment as the number one American export, it's kind of just like an American pastime, and I have enjoyed it. It has been fun. We've got some good music out of it, and you know, I'm gonna keep it a bean. I listen to the Drake disses too, like Family Matters. There's a lot of great portions of Family Matters that I like, that I will, and I'll be, you know, randomly blurting out bars from both sides. So to my cousin's phrase, I don't have a dog in the race. But I just wanted to share that with everyone, you know, that Not Like Us is number one, Hot 100. I knew it was serious when, as a DJ, I'm still very connected to a lot of different DJ scenes. And I knew when text messages start floating around with Not Like Us DJ packs, for those that don't know what a DJ pack is, it's a clean and dirty version. Or when people even go to the extent of making a clean version. When someone makes a clean version, they ain't even waiting for it to be, you know, distributed by the record company or the artist. That's when you know a record is serious. And when DJs start getting a hold of it and DJs start playing it, it's gonna be hard for you, you know, because like, this song is cool. You gonna load it up on the aux. You gonna load that up in the car. You know, you gonna ride to it. You gonna ride at dime for whoever side you on. But once the DJ gets a hold of it and starts playing it at the party, and the whole crowd going crazy, and they making line dances, and they fizz dancing, and they C walking, B walking, making up routines. I done seen so many routines on TikTok, like, you know, people who, you know, come up with dance routines. It's truly a phenomenon with this record. The Euphoria is a crazy record too. Like, they're both crazy records. I think Buddy was just too prepared, man. And then, like, you know, a lot of the information that's coming out now, like how he recorded 10 records in a single session, a 19-minute version of Euphoria, him just updating things as the beef goes on. He was really prepared to go to war with this guy. And it's like, when you're going up against an artist like Drake, who has a lot of media behind them, you got to be prepared for some serious warfare. And a lot of it, to be honest, is no surprise to me, because if you listen to Kanye interviews in their entirety, My two favorites are the Drink Champs interviews. The two Drink Champs interviews, particularly the one that got him canceled. Now, Drink Champs are 3-hour interviews where they drinking and smoking. I wouldn't recommend listening to anything in that third hour of the interview, both interviews, because that's when folks is just too sauce. They just saying whatever. But it's a lot of stuff being said in them first 2 hours. And the bulk of it is how this export that we have, this entertainment export that we have, is controlled by a few. And if you're in favor of the few, you're going to have a lot of leverage. And Drake rolls around with a lot of leverage. And I think people just got tired of him throwing his weight around. And it's like, you using people. You've been using people for a decade. That's why, when Kendrick started breaking down all the different artists in Atlanta that he leaned on, whether it was Future after the Meek Mill ghostwriting beef, whether it's, taking entire songs from Lil Yachty and using them, teaming up with 21 Savage, teaming up with Lil Baby, doing whatever he's doing. People tired of that. That's why nobody in Atlanta just, ran to his rescue. With 21 Savage say, oh man, Metro my brother, Drake my brother, they gonna figure it out. No, they not, fam. They're gonna hate each other for life. Like, me being a Kansas City person and knowing St. Louis people, like, once you beef with them, you beefing with them for life. There ain't gonna be no kumbaya, like, cause they petty, like, we petty in Missouri. So, I'm gonna end it with, I got some new vinyl. Hopefully it shows up how it needs to show up. But, I got as you can see, let me see if I can put it in here without it blurring and shit out. Oh, there we go. I got the Vultures vinyl. We got the Vultures vinyl here, They did, in fact, take the So Good record off of here. So that did not make it to the final pressing. But this is going to go into my vinyl collection that I've started creating again. And then I also brought the other vinyls that I've been purchasing this year. I'm trying to buy vinyls for all my favorite albums and mixtapes now that they're pressing mixtapes on vinyl. So these are some other vinyls that I got. Future Beast Mode. Future DS2. Look at that artwork on the back. That looks kind of cool. Future Monster with the track listing at the bottom. Not too much going on the back there. One of my favorite albums, Future self-titled album. This is when he, back in the day, I think this is 2017, when he dropped 2 albums weeks from each other. Me personally, this is why I say Future one, because Future got 2 albums out. One album is probably competing for rap album of the year. The other album is probably competing, in my opinion, for album of the year. Like, I would love to see Future win album of the year over Taylor Swift for We Still Don't Trust You. That's an amazing album. Amazing body of work by those guys. And it's a shame because I feel like the pressure is so heavy right now. It's just pushed. Oh, my Travis Scott tour shirt, Utopia. Yeah. Went to both shows, but anywho, I think it put a lot of pressure on the music industry in the rap world because you can't just come out with anything this year. There has been some serious projects. Our year started out with Vultures. That was, whether you like it or not, no matter where you stand with Kanye right now, Vultures was a serious project. Mix and master wise, it sounds better than every other album due to the resources and the perfectionist mentality when coming out with an album. But then you got We Still Don't Trust You, We Don't Trust You. I don't want to leave anybody. There's some good non-rap albums. I don't know if you guys listen to Drum and B, the guy who had the Cha Cha record that Drake stole. He had a great album that came out that I liked. Willow came out. That was pretty decent. Still making my way through that. Kamasi Washington. Good jazz album. Justice, their dance or electronic group. They dropped an album. So there's good albums coming out, but in the rap field, it is really, the bar is set really high. Because how do you come after Vultures, We Don't Trust You, and We Still Don't Trust You? Like Childish Gambino dropped the album today. I already heard people being like, meh, it's not that great. I still got to make my way through that to, let y'all know how I feel about it. $1 Million Baby, that's going to be a hit right now and go away later. Oh, Chief Keef dropped best Chief Keef album in years. He self-produced the entire album. Very impressive. He also been off lean for like 4 months. He did an interview with Zane Lowe. I can't really tell you a Chief Keef interview where he like looked and sounded sober. So shout out to him. How y'all feel about that Gunna? I think I was cool with it. The day it came out, and then it kind of tailored off. I'm probably gonna sneak into that concert though. Future said he was dropping a. I don't think Future even said he was dropping a mixtape. I think the lyric in the song was "My album better than your mixtape," and people took it, ran with Gunna's bars, and said they was beefing. I think we real bloodthirsty right now. But as far as rap is concerned, it's gonna be really interesting to see how the rest of the year plays out. I low key think We Don't Trust You and We Still Don't Trust You. I think that pushed Vultures 2 back, because you can't just drop whatever you was gonna drop on Vultures 2. You, especially if you want to be better than those two Future albums, you got to go back to the drawing board and you got to cook that shit up. That's gonna be the challenge. I probably shouldn't have said the word shit. Just looking at a few things here before I gotta go to the gym, so I gotta make this quick. Just trying to see if there's any more anticipated albums coming that we know about. Boogie with a Hoodie's coming out. It's probably gonna be really great, but really underrated. Rhapsody's coming out. That's probably gonna be fire. Who else is slated to come out? That's really it. Rap doesn't really have like, how Taylor Swift come out 4 months in advance and be like, I'm dropping an album. Rap don't do that. It's like, surprise. Like, it's so competitive. Like, you can't even tell people you working on an album because somebody might come and just mess your whole release date up. But yeah, man. Don Toliver. Can't wait for that Don Toliver. That Don Toliver is going to be flames. But yeah. Hopefully Drake can get in that lab and cook up, man, so DJ I can have something to talk about, instead of just, I'm not going to say what I really want to say, just because, I don't want to get shadow banned. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I should be back to stream some Tekken later. I think I'll play some Tekken later, kind of chilling on the Helldivers. Yeah. If any other developments happen, I will let you guys know. Toodaloo.